In the current context, it's very hard to speak of the good of religion when religion is responsible, both historically and in the present, for so much suffering. Think of, sex abuse scandals or financial scandals in churches, or how Christians often engage in homophobic or transphobic speech. And we could go on. How can you say Christianity is good when some of the result of it, some of the fruit of it, seems so dark? How can you claim to be a city on the hill when the city seems to be so full of darkness? I mean, that is a real challenging question. We could talk about this for hours. And at one level, we have to acknowledge the bad and the ugly in Christianity. But whenever I get this question or when I'm presented with this issue, I always take a step back and I ask myself the question, why do we think that things like sexual abuse is bad? And this might sound like a pretty stupid question, but let me give you an example. I often show my students a coin. And on the coin, there is a picture of the Roman Emperor Claudius effectively raping a woman who stands for Britannia. So this is about the Roman conquest of Britain that is commemorated on a coin using the image, the brutal, the naked savagery of sexual violence. Okay, when we look at that, we have a sense of cringe and shock and disgust. But why do we feel that way? Because it wasn't self-evident to the Romans that it was wrong. It wasn't self-evident to the Greeks it was wrong. It wasn't self-evident to the Ottomans or to the Incas or to the various Vikings. Many cultures assumed that the strong have the right to dominate and exploit the weak. And yet we don't believe that. Why don't we believe that? Because we have experienced the Christian Revolution. We believe it's better to suffer evil than to do evil. We believe that God is on the side of the oppressed. And this is the crazy thing. Our disgust with certain aspects of religion has been shaped by our religious worldview that tells us that we should, by intuition, be on the side of the victim, be on the side of the poor, the oppressed. We should be a voice for those who are silenced. We should be a champion to the weak. We should be a conqueror to the corrupt and powerful. Yet that is not self-evident. It's not on the periodic table. It's not written on the stars of Saturn. Those very values with which we use to critique religion are a product of the religious revolution that Christianity brought. So this is what I tell people. Your disgust with religion is actually born of the Christian religion.